Hello and welcome to this week's episode of...
Take two.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode. I like to leave those in. I'm going to get this on the third try. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel.
Hello.
Katrina Swathwood.
Hello.
Brian Pasfume.
Hello.
Alan Berserker.
Hello.
And Kendall Cage.
How's it going?
All right, got it right.
Good job, Robert.
So yeah, it's October, so we'll be talking a little bit of the macabre. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right.
You could be pretentious, say macabre.
Macabre. The macabre. No, and
Colin Mabry.
The macabre-rena.
Hey, macabre. Yeah, I just did that. That just happened. We're gonna do zombies doing the macarena.
Could be the name of the Thriller dance. Instead of the Thriller dance, it's called the macabre-rena.
I like this.
Patent pending.
So we'll talk a little bit of scary movies and stuff. Is the story that you had, does it lend itself to this episode, Katrina?
Not at all.
Not at all. Do you want to tell it anyways?
I can if you'd like me to.
What was it?
I was going to pick up Oliver at school after I got off work, and I'm pulling up to, what is that? It's not Cuyamaca. It's...
Don't give street names. I don't want people to know where we live.
Nobody
Okay.
can spell that.
So it's an intersection on the way to my kid's school. And I'm sitting there at the red light, and this car pulls up, and it's blasting brake stuff from Limp Bizkit. And it's the first, couple of bass lines, and I already know what song it is. And the truck immediately, rolls its windows up, so I can't really see how old the person is. But I was curious as to, is there any song that you know the first couple of bass lines that you know what it is? Immediately.
Macarena?
Okay.
I would have said Ice Ice Baby, but I'm always wrong.
What was that?
It's Under Pressure.
Okay.
What's that game where you have to name the song that you would play with your friends on the app?
I have no idea.
So it would play.
I don't have friends.
It would play a clip, and the faster you answer it, the more points you get.
Cool.
So a lot. Is that my answer to that question?
I mean, there's a lot of songs you know immediately. Honestly, a lot of Queen songs you can get off the first.
A lot of Beatles songs.
Yeah, you can get right away. But I was more interested in this person was embarrassed that they were listening to Limp Bizkit, so they rolled up the windows.
It seemed that way because I was trying to see how old they were, because I went to a Family Values concert when I was in high school.
I saw Limp Bizkit in high school.
So
You know, they had to be our age. There's no way that it's some young whippersnapper.
That might be the reason why they rolled their windows up, though. Some young
it was
kid doesn't
some
want people
souped
to know
up
they're
truck,
listening.
and they were high, so I couldn't really see who it was.
I know that I tried listening to $3 Bill Y'all recently, and I'm like, this is so god awful. And I loved it when I was in high school. But it was so bad. It was so bad.
But no, I heard the first couple beats, and I was like, I know what fucking song that is.
So is
Starts
Korn.
pretty abruptly.
So yeah, same with the
No, there was
that
no
one Korn
lyrics.
song
It was
that went,
just the bass line.
Yeah, that one.
And I immediately knew what it was.
Yes, that one.
Now you guys are talking my language.
That's
Where's
the pinnacle of 90s new metal right there.
Brian still listens to it.
Oh yeah.
Ouch.
That's
Ouch.
rough.
I'm sorry.
No man, they got new CDs coming out every 2-3 years now.
Who,
Love
Limp
it.
Bizkit or Korn?
Korn.
Yeah.
I've tried there's things I've listened to for nostalgic reasons, and I've tried listening to some stuff again, and I'm just like, oh god,
Like
this
what?
this is bad. Limp Bizkit. I'm trying to think of some other stuff.
I really fast. I would throw Nookie into that, dun dun.
I'm
dun,
just
dun,
throwing-
dun, dun,
oh,
dun.
that.
That goes straight into that. That you
What
can
was their
tell
other
that
hit?
song.
No, they did
They had a lot of
did
hits
that
actually.
cover.
lot.
That
Yeah,
cover.
Faith.
Yeah,
Faith, yeah.
Faith.
That's
yeah.
a George Michael song.
But I tried listening to the Ataris again, and I'm just like, all this guy does is just bitch and complain about his girlfriend breaking up with him for 6 albums. And I'm like, I can't listen to this shit. And I liked it when I was in high school because I was a little fucking emo kid, but I'm like, oh, God.
I'll still listen to throwback stuff. I'll still listen to throwback stuff.
I'll listen to some stuff.
I'll pull out old AFI albums, or especially if my Tuesday playlist is a bunch of random music, and it's I haven't heard this in 12 years. Oh, okay, cool.
Nobody likes AFI.
Cradle of Filth. All right, I haven't heard them in forever. Not the biggest fan, but I used to like this song. Cool.
Some stuff holds up better than others, obviously.
Obviously.
But like I was listening to Reggie and the Full Effect this week, and I still like some of those songs.
I do too.
And what was else? I don't know. I'm still like some of the old Blink-182 stuff.
I still listen to some of the Aquabats that you were talking about.
Aquabats.
Yeah, the Aquabats.
Floating Eye of Death.
Yeah.
The Aquabats. But yeah, I mean, it's just some stuff doesn't hold up.
Poor ska music.
My brother loves the Aquabats.
They're so great.
they're
He
so
goes
good.
to their concerts. He's got the rash guards and he has the hat and stuff.
I have all that.
I made him a custom action figure for Christmas last year. I made him the Bat Commander figure.
That's
cool.
awesome.
I think all the songs from Mulan still hold up. That's all I listen to.
Sounds about right. But now, what
Come on,
is
Brian.
better? Is Moana songs better than Mulan songs?
They're like the same song.
Hard pass.
They're
On
like
which
the
one?
same song.
Yeah.
You haven't even watched Moana,
I don't care for musicals.
but you don't.
It's not a musical.
You don't like South Park? South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut?
Hey,
That's a
got
musical.
you there.
I'm aware that's a musical, and there are always exceptions.
On the mic.
There are always exceptions to the rule, but in general, no, I do not like musicals.
Yeah.
Does that include like Coco, where the movie's about music? Like, it's not musical. Like they pop into like a musical number. He sings songs in like a contest, and
Yeah,
I haven't seen Coco, nor do I
Okay.
have interest to see it.
you don't.
It's actually good.
If it's not in his wheelhouse, he refuses to see it. He's digging his feet in the
terms
sand.
of like animated movies. Is it Coco by itself? Like you won't watch that, or is it just that whole spectrum of?
It just doesn't look like a movie I'd want to watch.
Have you seen any of the last few Disney movies? So not Moana,
Pixar.
even or otherwise like Wreck-It Ralph.
No.
Oh,
Toy Story 3, maybe.
would that be the last one?
Maybe.
Wow.
Like maybe you saw it, or maybe that was the
No.
last one.
No, How to Train
Maybe
Your
that
Dragon.
was the last one.
No DreamWorks. Nothing like.
Oh, you know what? Well, it's kind of different. Like when I'm stuck doing stuff with my nephew, and he was of that age where he couldn't form words, and we'd have to watch these movies. Yeah, I'd have to sit through some of those.
So you're saying these movies are only for people that cannot form words?
Yes, that is what he's saying.
That is what you think I am implying, then sure.
The
So
implication.
Alan hates
Animation.
people that can't speak and animated movies.
a musical.
He hates children.
No, it just
I like Cannibal, and that's musical.
it is.
Not many people like
is
that.
That movie's fucking garbage.
Awesome.
That movie
Garbage.
has some charm. You telling me that you
Trauma charm.
don't crack a smile
Let's build a snowman.
for Let's Build a Snowman, or
No.
I fucking love that
but
movie.
we can make him small, or we can make him not so small.
If I'm gonna watch any movie with them in it,
How the hell do
This
you make
may-
that clicking noise?
this may be.
Basketball.
I'm gonna watch Basketball.
No Orgasmo?
I'm okay with Orgasmo, but I still prefer Basketball.
I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite.
I was
comedies.
just making clam chowder.
What's it look like? An
Maybe-
execution?
Who's Ty Cobb?
Maybe he went to
Did I just fart?
Disney World.
Coop went to Disney World.
Or maybe he just fucking hangs
He's hanging
himself.
himself in his fucking closet.
And it's some old guy and he like takes a drag of his cigarette.
So, for the record, Alan thinks that Basketball is the best movie ever and
really watch
hates
that
Coco.
It's a funny movie. It's the best movie ever.
Dude, you couldn't get a chick with $100 bill hanging out your zipper.
What?
Yeah, but you're a little bitch.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but you're a piece of shit.
God damn it. You guys zipper me 13 or 14 more times. I'm out of here.
Come on, wake up, bitch. You're my new best friend.
What?
Are we going to the zoo? We're just going to fucking quote Basketball for the next...
Of course we graduated, cock. Beer?
Beer?
One of these days, Coop, I'm going to be a big sports bar.
That has a great intro to the movie, too, because it's like the guy's trying to catch the ball in center field and he gets tackled.
Interleague play and then inter-sports play.
We need to watch Basketball.
Was it who
I
was the
probably
baseball
have
guy that
never
he caught the
seen
ball
that
from?
movie.
And
Are
that's
you
fun.
serious?
Piece of shit.
Yeah,
Jackson, some
maybe
Reggie
once,
little
but I
shit
don't
got the
remember
last
anything
one.
about it.
I don't have your fucking ball.
Mr. October.
South Park humor.
Yeah, that's works for me. I like South Park.
Basketball's great. We used to try to play. We would play like horse, but we'd Try to fuck with each other while we were
I actually
shooting?
got in middle school.
Somebody get this man a hot
I actually
dog.
got us to play basketball. I got in trouble for trying to do the psych outs though. They kept getting on me because I'm trying to psych. I wasn't
Steve
saying really
Perry.
messed up stuff, but I kept just
Dude, we said no
doing
Journey
Steve
psych
Perry
outs.
to try to screw him up. And they're all like, "You can't do that."
Miss it.
I hear your mother's going out with squeak.
My mother's
mother's
dead, you
deaf.
little twerp.
No,
Guess that's why she should move around a lot.
How to speak San Franciscan.
Vaginas.
vagina.
So on the more dark, so we'll go straight from basketball to somebody getting murdered.
Oh.
Do you hear a while back about this this guy that stabbed his wife 123 times and said he took too much cold medicine?
What?
And that's
That's the excuse?
But continue.
well, this happened a while, and he was using the defense that he took too much cold medicine and didn't know what he did, so he stabbed his wife 123 times.
Sounds like he was just angry.
That's a lot of NyQuil.
I mean, how much NyQuil would you have to
How
take?
bad was that fucking cold?
Right?
September 1st, 2017, he called the report in. He said, I have blood all over me and there's a bloody knife on the bed. I think I did it. I can't believe this. He pled guilty to murder today.
Oh, it took a while.
Yeah.
Like that he did it, or that he just like I was out of my mind.
I don't know if he's still trying to hold to the defense.
Has he
that
hold
he,
into that story, and just accepted it? Like, okay, I'll say I did it because
they
I
said-
mean
I'm the obvious murderer.
his lawyer's like, how do we say like
I can't defend this.
he did it, but like he's sorry about it? I don't know. Well, you say he did it though, right?
I'm not a lawyer, but
We don't know.
Where did that occur?
North Carolina,
Oh,
not Florida.
So, I know most of the states I've lived in, typically being intoxicated does not
exonerate you.
exonerate you from capital crimes. Now, it
Nope.
would be for like misdemeanors, assaults, batteries, things like that, but usually not for that.
It might not be first degree. It might be second degree.
Yeah, and even then, depending on how bad it is, you'd probably even plead down to manslaughter.
Those 123 stab wounds.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good case for.
That's like Jason
premeditated.
Alexander
Yeah, that's
status.
And how that's a lot of arm motions.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy. It's like doing CPR for.
Yeah.
If you're like passed out, blacked out on cold medicine, you're probably not going to be able to do more than a couple.
In that same article, it said that they tested his blood and he had cold medicine in his system, but it was
But not
low.
enough.
And there was also a calculated effort to remove blood from the crime scene.
Okay, so he's fucking lying.
also meth.
Or maybe
Also
it wasn't.
meth.
Not
You gotta
even
remember,
once.
some people they get on Ambien and they just tweet really crazy stuff. So maybe who knows?
The coroner's job, whoever counted
all
the
right.
stab wounds, that's pretty impressive.
Oh no,
I have something to say about Ambien. Okay, I had a bad experience on Ambien once. I woke
How many
up.
stabs?
I woke up in Las Vegas with about $2,500 worth of casino chips in my
Where
lap.
did you start off at?
So I was living in Kingman, Arizona, about an hour and a half outside of Vegas.
Okay.
I woke up the next morning in Vegas with about $2,500 of poker chips in my lap. One of those grande boxes from Taco Bell and shredded lettuce all over my car and face. And immediately I wake up in a panic going, where did all this money come from? I check my bank account. I only had 2 transactions. The gas station, and I pulled out some cash, and then Taco Bell.
How much cash did you pull out?
Only like $60.
And you came back. Wow,
Yeah,
it's a pretty good windfall.
I call that a gimme, and then I never did it again. And then
What casino did you go to?
I went to the Bellagio.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was even going to say, was it the Bellagio?
It was the Bellagio. I also
Was there a tiger in your room?
no. I
Did
took
he have
Ambien.
a room? It would be the question.
I took another Ambien like a few weeks later because I was having trouble sleeping, and I woke up in my living room just like peeing on the floor. So
So no more Ambien for you?
yeah,
We've all
it,
been
it
there.
makes me sleepwalk.
I've heard stories like people like take an Ambien, then they make an entire like three course turkey dinner, and then they wake up and they're like, someone was in my house last night and called the
Making
cops.
dinner.
Yeah.
Ambien is a sleep aid.
Yes. I broke into my mom's house and made breakfast and left it there so when they came home, there was just breakfast sitting on the...
On Ambien,
No.
just for fun.
Just for fun. No, I've never taken an
He's
Ambien.
fucking with you, Ted.
No, I've never taken an Ambien. But yeah, this dude killed his wife. 123 stab wounds.
Oh, she died.
Dude.
Dude,
you could
if I
argue-
stabbed you with a pencil 123 times, you'd probably die.
Yeah.
But I think he took the guilty plea to avoid the death penalty.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
that's like Varg Vikernes, the dude from. Oh gosh, what's that Norwegian black metal?
I don't use earbuds.
ABBA.
Oh gosh, damn it. Varg
Norwegian
from-
death metal,
he
and
used
you
to
would
be-
go for ABBA?
Demo Burger.
No, he used to be in Emperor, and then he had his own solo project that he did while he was in prison because he stabbed the guitar player from Mayhem like 163
Guy who was
times.
in prison.
Yeah, because they don't have the death penalty in Norway. And he broke out a couple times, so they extended his sentence, and then he got freed like 5 years ago.
On what?
Wait,
He served his time, and that was it.
Oh,
So
so he was
100
released.
wait,
Yes.
yeah.
He
Wait.
got freed.
What
That
was-
means that he was like exonerated. No.
Isn't that where was that guy that killed all those people at the camp? He killed like 100 and something people. Was it in Sweden?
Sweden.
Camp Crystal Lake?
No, not Camp Crystal. Was it in Sweden, Katrina?
I think so.
Because there's a dilemma because they don't have life sentences either or the death penalty. So there's like this dilemma on what to do because this guy killed like 163 people. You just said 163, so that's the number that's stuck in my head. But he killed like a ton of people.
At a certain
Ow.
point, like I'm not
Gun.
really for the death penalty, but at a certain point, it's like, dude, you are not needed on this earth.
Or at least tell the guy that he's not getting out. I mean, they have a
Yeah, or
release
that.
time eventually because they don't believe in lifetime sentences. Are you
Alan
looking
was
this
just
up, Katrina?
talking about a dude who stabbed someone, and did he kill the guy or did he just stab him a whole bunch?
Killed him.
Yeah, and then he just got released after what? How long?
Served like 25 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Are you looking it up, Katrina?
Yeah, I'm seeing
Burzum was the
Norway.
band I was thinking of. Burzum.
Norway police
Never heard it.
85 killed in
I was
island youth
trying to
camp
remember.
attack. Is that what you're
That's
talking
it.
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was in Norway.
I was trying to remember all the like references to death metal.
85.
He killed 85 people.
Jesus.
Yeah. A lot of people.
I mean, what's like the most that any serial killer here in America's ever killed?
It is unknown.
Well, I mean, those aren't considered serial killers either. I mean, it's one event.
How many did that guy in Vegas get?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
56.
You mean mass murder?
That's a spree killer.
yeah, no, not a yeah. I mean, like someone who's a murderer, like serial killer, repeat murderer.
So that would. I think I might be wrong, but I think. Who's the handsome guy that was electrocuted in Florida?
Bundy?
Bundy, yeah. But I think Bundy's count is up there. Not in the U.S., though. If you go to the Soviet Union, there's a guy named Andrei Chikatilo. They call him the Russian Ripper. They estimate he killed between 75 and 90 children in the 80s, yeah. Yeah, well, it was a huge deal because the Soviet Federal Medical Examiner was contacting the American FBI while the Cold War was going on to get... and the Kremlin was in denial. It's like, oh, this is a Western problem. We don't have this out here. We have glorious communism. And so,
Real quick, speaking of,
fancy wallet.
Is this yours?
Yeah,
I've been wanting to buy a Ridge wallet for a while.
I just got it the other day.
These are lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
like
very
it?
cool.
There is. I had to cut out some stuff out of it, but so far, yes, I'm tired of sitting on a giant George Costanza wad of leather.
I've carried a money.
Let's pass that around.
I've carried a money
Have
clip
a
since
look
I
at
was
it.
16. I don't have a wallet, so I've never
Jesus.
Not realize it was going to be that.
I've never seen one in person. I
I
want
could
the
have handed it to him.
I want the faded like gunmetal one.
So it just,
Yeah.
it just opens up,
Yeah.
Not, so
It is idiot proof.
apparently.
it takes some practice. I had to spill my card several times on the 7-Eleven already.
On the 7-Eleven.
Yes, after I went on the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Yeah. Real quick, because you just were mentioning Soviet. Have you read the new Uber yet? The comic.
No, I have not read this week's issue of Uber.
It's good.
So you pop it up and then you squeeze it and fan them out.
Fancy.
So it's like an actual decent one of those those like crappy wallets you see. They're like, oh look at it's on like teammate.
You can fold it over.
Yeah,
and,
look at
yeah.
it. It opens and it's like crap. You can't even close it with the cards in there.
Do you guys remember on when you guys were doing your horror bracket?
Yes.
Who beat Freddy Krueger in the first round?
The Babadook.
He needs a mic.
I still haven't seen the Babadook.
You really should watch the Babadook.
It's on my list of things to watch, but I have a hard time believing that.
I thought you said you liked the Dunkadunk.
Thanks for the
I love the Badonkadonk.
thanks for the contribution, Corey. There was another one on there where, as much as you guys give Kendall crap, I felt like I was agreeing with him way more than either one of you guys, and I want.
Oh.
I felt like sometimes I don't know if you get this way when you're on ours, you listen to ours, but I'm listening and I'm like, fuck, I want to say something right now, but
I'm sure Alan feels that
I'm
way
not there.
all the
Dude,
time.
just correct me. Was that one of the episodes that we wanted to get Robert on too?
Yes, it was.
There was a couple that we wanted to get you on, but just it didn't work out.
We have children.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
fucking so like
I get it.
I wanted to have you guys over here because we have this setup, and I can record here a lot easier. But you're busy too, so
We are. It's okay.
Oh.
We can
I
have
still feel like there was some collusion going on with him and Matt with some of those picks.
him and the
Uh-oh.
collusion.
I mean,
Him and the collusion.
who's a more legendary movie monster, just fiction, Dracula or Leatherface?
Dracula.
Dracula.
Sorry.
It has nothing to do with whether or not what's more legendary. It was just
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's
one's
more
better?
iconic? What's more?
What was the
Bram
ranking?
Stoker's Dracula.
What are you guys narrowing down to? Most iconic or who would kill who?
No, it was
neither.
literally
It was just which is better.
what we think's the better horror icon,
So,
and there was a big
personal
list. We
favorite?
were kinda, but we had
Yeah.
a lot where we were sort of justifying one over the other.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of took a few turns here and there. You can listen to the episodes on iTunes.
4 guys at a table.
Yeah, you like that?
You're welcome.
That's a very nice segue. Thank you.
Yeah, but there was definitely some ones I
Nick York.
disagreed with because you would treat Dracula like this individual thing and be like, and I find Dracula and Frankenstein kind of similar. Obviously, they're classic
thing.
but you guys treated them differently and would use an argument for one, but wouldn't use the same argument for
Yeah.
another.
We
Yes.
did not specify.
That is exactly it.
I said a couple times we should have specified rules and like to what we think is what makes them better, or what
Or
to
be more
basing them
concrete on like the which one's more terrifying, because I'd say
Yeah,
that
Because I think it changes for each one. Like,
it did. It
I'm
kind
gonna-
of did. Every other one, it was our reasoning for
I'm going to
whatever
pick
we
one
picked.
over the other because of this reason, but I'm going to pick this.
That's just
Like, you
human
wouldn't-
reaction.
Yeah.
you wouldn't pick Frankenstein or Dracula, but you picked the creature from the Black Lagoon or fish monster or whatever you want to call him.
Gilman?
Gilman, thank you.
Sure.
I was just saying it's hard to justify one and not be able to justify all of them.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I could.
that's the
The hard part is I could justify all 32 of those. But that was the whole point of this list was to narrow it
the
down.
32 of them were kind of like, if those are probably the best, most iconic horror monster characters ever, were all on that list.
I think we all agreed the only one that didn't belong on that list was Carrie's mom.
Yeah,
She's just a bitch.
Yeah. You bitch, Bedelia! You called me a bitch!
Was Voorhees' mom
That's
on
not
that
hurting
list?
anybody.
Is the bracket over? Like you guys have a winner?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was a two.
If you would listen, you would know.
It's a
Yeah,
3-part
I'm not gonna do
episode.
That was three. That's right. It was
What the
3-part.
Badonkadonk?
It was the
It was
the Badonkadonk?
Leatherface won in the finals against Dracula.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite horror icon? I'm
You like horrors, right, Brian?
I'm putting this out there.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Icons, Brian. Come on.
I'm partial to Michael Myers. I like the Halloween movies quite a bit.
Shazam.
What are your thoughts on Halloween 3?
I don't know. Apparently, you think it's really good, or at least underrated.
I do think it is underrated.
I don't.
man.
I may have seen it, but it was a long time ago.
So it's the one that doesn't have Michael Myers in it. So the whole plan for the first 2 movies was just going to focus on the Michael Myers story, and then John Carpenter was like, okay, cool, we're going to turn Halloween into like an anthology franchise, and so that was what Part 3, Season of the Witch was. And it's weird. It makes no sense, especially when you put it in the context of all the other Halloween movies. But on its own, it's not terrible. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a
It's not
weird,
terrible.
fun, creepy little movie. Child death in it. You don't see that too often.
no.
Except in Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
Or Robert's comic book.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, too often. I didn't say never.
Yeah.
Or, did you ever see Night of the Demons?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's such a It's like Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, it's really cheesy and like
that the-
dark humored.
Was that the one that was in the
It's where
movie
they go to the
theater?
haunted asylum where
Okay,
the girl shoves the lipstick in her breast, and then the old man eats his own razor bladed apple pie in the morning because his wife made apple pie with the apples that he was handing out to the trick or treaters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
You want to hear what the top 10 highest rated horror movies on IMDb are?
Sure.
Should we guess any?
You can. You want to take? Hey, go ahead, take a guess.
7.
That always comes up on there. No.
It follows.
Highest
Aw.
rated.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, highest rated or highest grossing?
Psycho.
Highest rated.
Rated?
With at least 25,000 voices.
The Birds.
Psycho is number 2.
The Witch.
Negative.
Babadook.
Negative.
Exorcist.
Exorcist is number 8.
Amityville.
Negative.
The Birds.
Negative. She said that.
I
Poltergeist.
just said
They'll
that.
put Poltergeist on there.
No.
attention.
Number 1 is kind of a debatable if it falls into that category.
Silence of the Lambs.
No.
Aww.
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Rejects.
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby is number 9.
Oh, then if they're going to go down the whole 60s satanic panic, then The Seventh Seal.
This one's 1955.
Ooh.
Diabolique?
Diabolic.
Thank you.
Diabolique.
I've only seen that. Oh, yeah, that isn't Diablo. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's
Whatever
it's- I think it's like an
They
Italian
remade
movie.
it, didn't they?
Whatever the first Dawn of the Dead or whatever that first one.
Night of the Living Dead.
That one. Yeah.
Dawn of
That's
the
probably
Dead is
mellowest of all
11.
of those movies.
Dawn, Day, and
But like some of these are like, okay, Nosferatu's number 10.
The Symphony of Grounds.
Then Rosemary's Baby, then Exorcist, then that one I said that I'm not going to repronounce.
What about Monster Squad?
No, that's free on iTunes. Or,
Just straight original Dracula.
yeah. Number 6 is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
That's a good movie. It's
I've actually
It's a
watched
weird movie.
yeah. I mean, it's
Dutch angles.
yeah. I mean, that's German expressionism like, right there. But
it. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It's
that's
5. I've never seen it.
debatable.
The Thing is number 4.
Ooh,
Nice.
love that movie.
Great movie. I only watched it, 2 years ago?
That movie sucks.
What, The Thing?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
No, actually, I love it.
The Shining is number 3. Psycho is number 2. And Alien is number 1.
Oh, Alien. Always forget that that's a horror movie.
Yeah, that's why I said it's kind of...
It's sci-fi, isn't
it's sci-fi horror.
It's horror, it's
I
sci-fi,
would
it's
say-
suspense, it's a little action.
It's a little everything.
Yeah.
Aliens is more action.
Dude, Matt has never seen Aliens.
Shaun of the Dead is 12. I like Shaun of the Dead.
it? I too.
Came out on my 21st birthday.
Freaks, 18.
That is not a horror movie.
Freaks.
Yeah,
Fun going,
but it's a great movie.
loving movie.
Halloween was number 20. I was just curious what IMDb thought. Freddy Krueger was the icon I grew up on. It was the first horror movie I ever saw. I saw it way too young.
Did you do the rap?
No.
Still have that
The
sweater.
rap?
Friday the or Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6 had
Freddy rap.
no, it had Will Smith, DJ Jesse Jeff, and the Fresh Prince doing Nightmare on My Street. They rapped about Freddy Krueger.
Cool.
Katrina has never seen a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Friday the 13th or a Rocky.
The Rocky's
Correct.
the
You've been wanting to watch
surprising one.
Rocky and Creed for like 6 months.
I mean, not that surprising. I have a friend who's like, up until about 5, 6, 7 years ago, had never seen Ghostbusters or Back to the Future.
I've seen those.
Indiana Jones. He never saw any
Wait,
of those.
really?
He still hasn't seen any of the Indiana Jones movies all the way through yet.
What?
What is
Yeah.
he? Some sort of like
Start him on 4 and ruin him for life.
Yeah.
Real quick, these hands are from different people. They're both right hands.
Well, it's not me.
No, they're both left hands.
Dude.
Are they? I can't tell.
No, they're right hands.
Well, I'm on the other side of the room.
listen here, Monkey Paw.
Our right hands are still on the same side.
The left-hand path.
2 rights don't make a wrong.
Follow the left-hand path.
That
must
was
be
actually our
tired.
whole thing about the last episode. You guys didn't catch this. It was 2 rights don't make a... Anyways. I should have had coffee. Yeah. That's how like a lot of top lists you'll see that Ghostbusters is the number 1 comedy of all time.
I can live with that.
Yeah. It's kind of I never yes, it's funny, but I never think of it as a comedy. I just think of it as Ghostbusters. I never think about
Yeah.
putting it into like
A category?
a category.
Yeah, because I would put other comedies in there. You got your Caddyshack, your Animal Houses.
Okay.
Who's your favorite horror person, Corey?
Shaquille O'Neal.
In
Kazam or
Kazam?
Shaq
Kazam.
Fu?
No, Iron Steel. What was that movie?
Steel.
Steel. There we go.
Steel and Kazam.
Kazam.
Showgirls.
If
Was
you
he in
don't think it's a horror
Showgirls?
movie, you haven't seen Shaq act.
with Jesse?
Yeah, wasn't that one of the lines from Scream 2?
I don't know.
Jamie Kennedy was like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And he's like, Showgirls." And everyone goes, "Ah." Ha, ha, ha.
What I do know is Shaq made all his money in college.
Dude, I thought he got rich.
Basketball. It's
going
from
to
basketball.
Orlando. Yeah.
Katrina, who's your favorite horror icon? Is it Hannibal Lecter?
Yes,
Okay,
for sure.
yeah. But
I
is
need, I need to finish Hannibal.
Oh,
was
he
gonna
eats
say-
the root. It's so good.
Yeah, but Hannibal's such a shitty movie, though.
I was talking
Hannibal
to show.
is amazing.
The show's amazing. Silence of the Lambs is amazing.
Silence of the Lambs is good.
Wasn't it
But
because it got
you realize
canceled,
he's only in
right?
it for a few
Yeah, it
minutes.
was 3 seasons.
But wasn't it
It's like
supposed to have a
13
fourth
minutes.
that
Yeah.
was going to be Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, they
Was
were they
supposed to
they had
introduce-
found a way to be able to legally add her character in. But I've put it out there before, not on the podcast, but on the Twitterverse and Facebook, and I like Mads better than I like Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. And I think it has to do with the fact that you got to when you meet Anthony Hopkins, he's already fucking batshit crazy. Where when you see Mads as Hannibal, he's still trying to hold it in that he's a crazy person. So
I don't know if he's trying to hold it in.
well, he's trying to not get
He's trying to
caught.
hide it.
It's also more believable that he's like a normal. Like you watch Anthony Hopkins in the flashback sequences of like Red Dragon, and you're like, dude, this guy's clearly evil and eats
Insane.
people.
yeah, yeah.
You can tell. But with that one with Mads, it's like if you didn't tell me that was Hannibal Lecter, you wouldn't realize that he was crazy until you finally start seeing him.
I'm the Red Dragon.
I am the mighty Manotaur.
I had lost my train of thought. That's what I did.
Oh,
I had a good thing.
you had a thought?
I think by the 3rd season, that show got too into how artsy it was. Mm-hmm. And the first 2 seasons first season was great. Second season was amazing. Third season kind of let me down a little bit.
Well, he changes directors for every episode. It's not like that's the same director.
That's most shows.
Most shows do that.
You also ride...
It's the showrunner that's the showrunner's like the actual shows.
And that
Right,
was Brian
Brian
Fuller
Fuller,
every
yeah.
year. And I think they got too into his thing. You can even see it in American Gods where he tries to get too artsy with his shots. And he just kind of lets that take over the show.
Isn't the when's that second season coming for
Do you have the
that?
same opinions about American Gods that I had about it?
That it was fantastic.
what is
yes,
it?
we did.
That it was just kind of... Yeah.
I love Mr. Wednesday.
I think the casting of Ian McShane as Wednesday is spot on.
Correct.
Also, the
Mad
casting of Mad Sweeney.
Perfect.
I did too.
I liked his expansion of his character. I was not a fan of Laura Moon whatsoever.
I did not like
Yeah,
her either.
I did not like her segue on her being depressed because I did not get that from her when
Though-
I read the book.
I liked the dude they had to play Shadow, but I don't know why. When I read the book, the dude that popped in my head, I pictured, this guy played Mac in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, those guys actually look. They have similar builds too. They both have
But
a
it's
kind of
his
scruffy.
voice.
Ricky
I-
Whittle
I-
seemed too emotional to me to be
I
Shadow.
I would see him having a deeper voice and a more cold, distant
demeanor.
demeanor. Yeah.
I would agree with that. I just felt that he was way too emotional in the way he responded to things than he did in the literary adaptation.
I liked all the different guys. I just really did not like. What's wrong with just making the show just a mini series or a one-off and just tell the story?
I think
So
they're
one-
trying to
I
do
agree.
that.
So-
No, they
wanna
made
see-
it in multiple seasons.
Yeah, they went to
wanna
see
make
Vulcan,
This, they want to
they-
make this a whole Game of Thrones epic.
I think if they would have done 8 1-hour episodes, they could have covered it.
But they also maximize certain characters.
They could have done it in 2 seasons, I think.
Like Billiquist. They want to make her more than what she actually is.
Yeah.
And, I get it.
you
Because
just
they're
do
trying to sell
one season, because the book is separated into 3 books.
it. Right.
Each season, My Angel is its own season. Shadows is its own season. The final part, its own season.
See, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the vision, they try to make it broader just to kind of develop the world, which I can appreciate because the Jinn, I think his storyline and the way they expanded that portion was great. And they did a really great job directing it. with Mad Sweeney and the way his part expanded. They did a good job in directing that.
I found out that those things that they serve, those like meat pie things, are like a real thing.
Yeah, they're a real thing.
I've never had one before.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that he writes in his books are inspired by actual real life things.
Yeah, the version of the book I had, he talks about he went on a road trip to all those places as he was writing.
It's like in one of his other books, he talks about mandrakes, like the same thing that we in the Harry Potter universe, which I thought was really weird.
That's like British folklore.
So, and that's the thing is he takes things from even Norse mythology. That's a great read too, which no one else has read.
I don't have time to read.
I have it. I just haven't read it.
It's good.
I came here to lead, not to read.
I just got an Audible thing, so I've been listening to. Yeah. Although I keep listening, I get like 20 minutes or 3 chapters into a book, I'm just like too slow. Move on to something different. I can return it, get a new one.
Yeah, this has pictures in it, but 1602 by Neil Gaiman was also really
That's
good.
so good.
We have it. I haven't read it.
I still need to read Sandman.
I read the
That's
first
good too.
2 or 3.
It starts to fall off towards the end. They kind of.
It's one of those, like, yeah, it's required reading. You should read it. I don't pin it up as, like, the pinnacle of comic book writing, but it is definitely, you should read it once.
I could tell you as far as books that are thought of really highly in the comic book world. Sandman's up there. Mm-hmm. So is Watchmen.
And Mouse.
And I prefer Watchmen to Sandman by a lot. I got into Watchmen and I kept reading until I finished it. Whereas Sandman, I read the first 2 years ago, and
There's
I
some
haven't finished
segues in there that just kind of go way off the map, and I can understand that.
About, like the Black Sail segments. My first time reading Watchmen, that always like threw me off.
I'm talking about Sandman. So like when they go into like the convention circuit, that just kind of threw me for a while. I was just like, you bored, Robert?
I'm tired.
Nah, that's true.
But I'm always tired.
That's true.
It's my secret. I'm always tired.
So
That's from The Avengers.
Yeah. you just broke Alan.
Oh, he's done.
The Avengers.
Yeah. That's from The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Yeah. You guys doing anything for Halloween? You dressing up?
No more than usual.
Probably working, even
Ugh.
though I requested it off.
Probably
It's a
the
Wednesday.
same.
I've seen you dress up, Corey.
You usually do good.
Sid Highwind, Boomerang.
Sid Highwind. Wait. Do you have a toothpick or a cigarette?
He had a piece of wheat.
He had a cigarette. Sid
He
Highwind?
had a piece of wheat.
Oh, okay. I'm like, Sid Highwind
wait.
smokes.
I couldn't even remember.
I have a poster that's like of Sid Highwind.
He
He's
used
got the
to
big old
win
cigarette in
Halloween
his
until he
mouth.
got too cool.
What are you too good for this?
I was the only one who dressed up.
That is not true.
I was wearing a Mario
Besides the
costume.
children.
I was wearing a Mario costume. It got really hot, so I took it
Ooh.
off.
Took it off before I ever got here.
Well, you showed up late. That's not my fault.
Show up before trick or treating.
No, you didn't. Not that year. There's one year I didn't dress up. There was one year you came and I was dressed as Mario, and I took it off before you got here.
What are you guys dressing up as?
We don't know yet. Last year it was Rick and Morty.
What are the children dressing up as?
Parker's dressing up as Harry Potter, and Oliver's dressing up as Voltron.
Like the robot or just the
robot.
yeah? Not one of the members of the squad.
No. That's why he has that sword.
And we've never watched Voltron. He watched it with a
His
babysitter
babysitter.
that was here one time.
Are you making the costume or do they have a
No, we bought it.
Making him a costume. I can't fucking
the
sew.
lion arms and the
No.
I was thinking of the robot chicken where the one was humping the other one.
Yeah,
you
we're
were talking about
definitely
the
not
one where
doing
they
that.
I thought you were talking about the one where they do the dance off.
Oh, that was pretty good too.
Oh, we got a desperation move team. Starts doing the Cabbage Patch.
What is this?
You ever
From
watch
Robot
Robot
Chicken.
Chicken?
No.
Yeah, it's one of the older robot chickens with Voltron doing a dance off.
I think my favorite Voltron thing is when it was the vehicle force, and they're like 30 vehicles. Like, hold on, we missed step 23, and they have to unmake and then go back again.
What are you gonna dress up as, Brian?
The current floating idea is Pebbles and Bam Bam.
What?
You guys aren't
Flintstones.
making it to fucking Halloween, so
There we are. Pebbles and Bam Bam.
okay.
Are you dooming the relationship already?
They've broken up 3 times already.
Wait, in this current conversation?
Yes, since we started, they broke up 3 times. No, they've broken up 3 times. I'm not hiding my feelings about that. I told you it was
We're
dumb.
on a break.
Pebbles and Bam Bam.
They're not making it. We were Leia and Chewbacca the year before.
I haven't dressed up as anything in years.
Oh, we
Although,
have kids. So.
I will in 2020. I'll have a costume. My friends are getting married in 2020 on Halloween, so it's a costume wedding. Don't know what I'm going as, but
You'll have to have one.
yeah, I'm one of the groomsmen.
Okay.
We got married on
Go as
Halloween.
Lando.
Nice.
At
I'm
the
thinking.
courthouse.
I'm thinking because I'm a big dude with long hair and a beard, I might do Hagrid
Nice.
because it's
That'll work.
easy. That, or if I can get into shape and find someone making an elaborate costume, the God Emperor of Mankind, that could work. But I doubt that'll happen.
Is that from something or is that just
Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
I'd go with Hagrid.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would have got what the other one was.
I like
so.
Harry Potter.
We do love
I love Harry
Harry
Potter.
That's all I hear. I like Harry Potter.
You don't like Harry Potter?
It's not that I don't like Harry Potter. Just the way your eyes glazed over. You talked about
He's
the
like,
God
oh,
Emperor.
Harry
You're
Potter.
like, I like Hagrid.
I
We're
had
going
a,
to Wizarding World next week. Shut up.
yeah, I had a squad of Space Marines that I hand painted for Warhammer 40K, and yes, I played. I just didn't know who that was. I'm sorry.
Wait, you didn't know who you played the game? You don't know who the God
I
Emperor
played
of
like
Mankind was?
20 years ago.
He painted.
and I painted my characters, and I played with my friends. I didn't go into like
Oh, any of the lore?
the
Okay.
lore.
He loved to paint.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it should. I think it was he's mentioned in the Codex rulebooks a couple of times.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to go to Game Town and buy my little guys.
So did I.
Which one?
The one in Old Town. It's where we get all our
Yeah.
Blood Bowl figurines.
I did that. I painted a huge squad of Uruk-hai for the Lord of the Rings one, and my Uruk-hai ones are really good because I painted them with like a base where I could make their shields and weapons look like they were rusted.
Nice.
They turned out really well.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that shit in years.
Now you paint rocks.
I like
no, we just collect them.
You guys don't make your own?
We haven't, no.
No.
I thought you bought a whole book on making them.
Wait, rocks?
No.
What? They have books on just painting rocks?
Yeah, they do.
Why would you paint rocks?
There's a thing called Santee Rocks, and it's other towns do it too, where you hide rocks.
My
You don't
mom
hide
found
them.
One of those.
And you on the back it'll say share on this Facebook thing, and people paint them and share them, and
Yeah. And then
It's
you,
a thing.
yeah.
You,
Kids love it.
You find it. Share the picture.
It's a
then
community
you leave
thing.
it somewhere else.
Alright.
I've seen kids like you just go like to like Santee Town Center.
They get so excited.
I just see kids looking in bushes and saying like I can't find one, and I assume
You
they're
put, like
looking
a
for a
Pokemon.
rock.
You put a Pokemon on the rock and then say.
I found one that was a Gengar. So yeah.
Yeah.
I also found one that was Deadpool.
There are some that are legitimately awesome looking.
They're pretty crazy.
Somebody
probably
like
have-
paint like a dick on one of them.
They're right over there, by the
Come
way.
on.
Yeah, there's a couple really bad ones over there, but I'll
Yeah,
show you one.
Gengar. That's the ghost Pokemon, right?
Yep.
I
Wow. Moving up in the world.
I knew what the snake one was.
I believe technically he might be ghost and poison, but I'm not quite sure on that. Brian,
How do you not know that?
fact check me?
How is a ghost poison?
What?
How is a ghost poison?
Because it needed to be a second type,
It has 2 types.
and Ghost Psychic would have been too unfair at that point in time, I believe.
Yeah.
Too unfair in
It's
this
like
fictional world.
elemental.
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
There's
Rock,
like
very large
It's
rock paper.
there's like
scissors.
14
Exactly.
of these. You know,
So everything's got like a thing it's strong against
Yeah.
and weak against. So
Yeah.
they've got single, but a lot of them, the higher ones, get 2 types, or they're
Aren't-
2 different
aren't
ones.
all Pokemon weak against man?
You'd
Because we
think.
catch them in balls.
And or technology.
I mean, look at this one. It's
They,
pretty
side
elaborate.
note, Corey, they should have made Ghastly the
Yeah.
October.
Bite the
Community Day
Square
instead of
SpongeBob one. That
Velvet.
was a good one.
Yeah.
agreed.
I found a Deadpool
But-
Santee Rock,
By the way, we'll talk.
and it was by another rock at a park, and then I took it and I hit it like 10 feet up in a palm tree.
It sounds like a non-fun form of geocaching where you don't get prizes.
Geocaching, what do you get assigned your name on a slip? That's the
No,
prize.
you got to do the first of finds where they actually have like cash prizes and stuff.
Fat
Or this
chance
is
of
not a
winning.
game. I play that every day.
What, life?
No, it's an actual game.
But it
It's
sounds
called
like,
This Is
doesn't-
Not a Game?
Yes,
Okay.
Doesn't sound like a game at all.
It doesn't.
it is. There's cash prizes.
And you play it every day? What do you do?
Have
You
you
answer
won?
questions.
Do you win?
I have not.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Is it
about.
like trivia?
It's like knowledge, political knowledge.
Yeah, maybe you should do it, Alan.
You might win.
Oh, I'm way out of the loop. I've been living under a rock.
A
know
Santee
what's
Rock?
Yeah, I'm a
But
little behind on current events.
I got 8 out of 10 today. I was really proud of myself.
Well, Kavanaugh's going to be elected to the Supreme Court tomorrow, so
He's
There's
just
that.
It'll be confirmed.
yes, he'll be confirmed. I apologize for the improper
He was
verbiage.
nominated.
everybody likes him. They investigated. He's clean.
Vobage.
Footage. Never forget, Corey.
Never surrender.
A song also by Corey Hart.
Well, you got shit to bring up here? Come on.
He's never gotten anything
I was gonna pull up something else to show somebody, but I had a funny picture.
to show somebody,
I
but
can't
not
hear
us.
you. I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
It's unpodcast related.
I can't hear you.
So it's
I got headphones, noise canceling headphones. I can only hear when you speak into the mic.
This isn't for the mic.
Then why are you doing it now during the podcast time?
because he's bored.
He's bored.
We're just bored here.
Thanks, Brian.
For what?
I expect more from you.
I'm not the co-host.
That is true.
That's co-host expectation level, not guest.
Yeah, but I don't have any expectations from our co-hosts. So
So you're never disappointed then.
exactly.
You see Venom for Halloween
I'm not gonna see it.
only because it got a bad rating.
I was on the fence anyways, but we're going to Florida, so it's kind of tough to go see it.
It's your favorite villain,
He's not my favorite villain. He was my
Comic
favorite
book
character
Spider-Man
for
villain.
20 years. But, you know, when something's not just given an okay rating, it's given a terrible one, and I don't have time right now.
I heard it's like the best movie of 2004.
Nice.
What
yeah,
was I doing in 2004?
I don't know.
I was in college.
You guys just met.
Yeah. No.
No,
I was
2003.
working at
Because I left
I left.
Home Depot
I was in high school.
like 2004.
Were we already living together by that time?
I don't think yet.
We moved in really
February
quick.
2004,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we met in 2003.
September.
Anyways, nobody cares.
Nope, nobody does.
I didn't eat dinner, and I'm really hungry.
It was a
What a
it was a
surprise.
story for the ages.
What, me being here? I want cereal. Like
Cereal.
some Honey Bunches of Oats.
You want Crackling Oat Bran?
No, you don't. You want Count Chocula because it's Halloween season.
That's true.
I still need to go buy a box of that while it's still
Which
available.
one's your favorite?
Chocula?
Yeah, chocolate's honestly Count Chocula is the only good one.
Yummy Mummy's not Yummy Mummy. Fruit Fruit's not bad. The cherry one.
I don't like.
Did they bring back?
Last year they did. Last year they brought back Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy. This year I think it's just the main three
Good
again.
for General Mills. Those
They
are always
had
the
tumbler
obscure
glasses
ones.
on sale at Target.
What, with the cereal monsters on them?
Yeah, I actually
There's a
had,
board game too.
at Target I saw the board game and I was gonna take a picture of it and send it to you and I didn't.
They put everything on a board game.
Board games are all the craze.
There's a Fortnite Monopoly.
Oh God.
Oh, I spent a lot of money on that Kickstarting that board game.
That'll be fun. By the time it comes out, I'll be done with Gloomhaven.
no, we won't.
2 years.
Are you kidding?
Well, that and I'll probably get the figurines painted.
Yeah, we've got a lot of time left on Gloomhaven.
And there's an
BB's
expansion
really
coming
excited
out.
about it.
Expanded time.
No,
Yeah.
no.
What's going on in Gloomhaven world?
We don't get to play for a long time because we're leaving and we couldn't find the time this weekend to play.
Yeah.
So
We haven't played for a minute.
we played last weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, it sounds like my D&D campaign.
Oh yeah, that's right. We had one of those, didn't we?
Yeah, and then I started working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
We play Gloomhaven typically every other Friday or Saturday, but we can't right now because we're leaving.
I'm so disappointed the video game they're going to make on it. When you linked me something saying they're making a Gloomhaven video game, like,
You
oh,
got
shit.
excited?
Yeah. So, I mean, as a fan of like some RPGs and stuff, I thought if it was directly translated to a video game form, the same format it is now.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like an isometric dungeon
Yeah,
crawler.
exactly. It could be basically a turn-based RPG in a way.
Yeah,
And it'd be like playing like any board game on software. Like you can play like Magic the Gathering on a cell phone now.
yeah, but
you
those
know.
games don't sell. How are they made? What kind of game is it?
What are we talking about?
You said it's not like one of those, so what kind of game is it then?
No, it's first-person a dungeon crawling adventure game.
Oh, so it'd probably be like Eye of the Beholder, or what was that newer one that came out in like 2012 that was in that same vein?
Like a first person.
Grimrock, Legend of
Yeah.
Grimrock.
That was it.
Yeah,
Doesn't ring
it
a
was a fun game. It was a like I said, it's a throwback to the old like Eye of the Beholder
yeah.
adventure games.
There's too much going on for them to translate it.
I think it'd be almost easy. Like they have all the
Bring
like
back the muds.
Obviously not.
all. Well, I think it might take away from board game sales of anything. I don't know, but all the statistics are down. You just have to code it right. So like follow the game rules. But in terms of like, you'd have to have it would be no creativity needed in terms of abilities or monster abilities, any of that, and all the boards already laid out. I mean, it's just translating the game book into.
Well, I mean, I guess they could be worse. They could just make a
Be like XCOM.
board game, a video board game version where you just it would be a board game emulator, and you would just be playing.
I'd be fine.
Gloomhaven.
You could mess up the rules then at least.
I prefer to play Monopoly that way because I don't have to clean up fucking pieces
Money.
and die and
It
money
almost
all
goes
over the
fast.
place.
There's no setup or.
Especially
have to
my
shuffle
There's so
things.
many variables.
The rules
There
are a
are
lot
few
more
because
streamlined. You
Monopoly.
don't have to like, wait, hold on, what was this again?
Yeah.
How much is that? What happens when I'm broke?
And then if they added like
you can't flip
online
the table over.
multiplayer, I thought like that would be fucking sweet. So
But that's the thing is the board game. There's so many variables that go on in the scenario.
You could even go fishing.
it's not like Dungeons and Dragons or anything where you have to use your imagination. Everything that happens ostensibly is in the rules, so it follows a set procedure. So I don't think it's impossible to translate. Some board games might be.
The times that we play, it's always up for interpretation on things that we do. How do you think that's going to translate into code?
Well, no, there wouldn't be things that are up to interpretation because it would be concrete. The thing that they're having a problem with is they're not taking very much time to make this game. It's like, oh, this game's a really popular board game. Let's do a fucking really shitty.
It doesn't take long
video
for indie game people make if they have they get an engine from somebody else and.
A lot of times, certain mechanics don't translate well to video games. You see that with on a lot of like D&D and Pathfinder conversions. Most recently, Kingmaker is a adventure path for Pathfinder that is got a video game, and the rules for swarms are really fucking nasty, and they had to add some things to make it a little bit more balanced on the video game version because the first encounter you go into is almost unwinnable
Oh yeah.
if you don't, because of how certain mechanics just do not apply from the tabletop, do not translate from
Yeah.
tabletop to.
I'm sure everything might
The
need
screen.
alterations.
Yeah.
But
Which is really funny because you think it would. It's all about dice rolls, where you are, where they're relative to where you are, and how many what the range is of it. You think it'd be a lot easier to make a D&D game that's just going to play like D&D. You know, when you start throwing it like, hey, we're going to make first persons like Skyrim, you run around and you have to have everything tied to controls. But if you're just
It's all
gonna
about
make-
immersion. It's all about immersion at that point. Or else it would just be nothing but Baldur's Gate clones, because Baldur's Gate was the pinnacle D&D video game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad we fit another episode in.
Are you really?
I'm tired, so that's why I'm ending it here.
That's right. You guys are
It's like,
getting
I am done.
you guys are getting half-assed tonight.
Yeah, what?
Getting half-assed. Getting tired, Robert.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired.
It's very close to
Yeah.
sick Robert too.
Why is that?
Yeah, the same
Oh,
thing
God,
happened
really?
before the con. You're kind of lethargic and a little just kind of relaxing.
Yeah. Well, I'll go just fucking down a bottle of Jack with some pills and see how the night goes. I'm just kidding. That's not me
That
at all.
actually
Take
surprised
some Jack
Alan.
Daniels and an Ambien and
Yeah.
wake up in another state.
Maybe I'll have
Then we'll
$2,500
really have
in
body
chips.
parts around here.
Wake up in Florida.
Yeah. Maybe I'll wake up in 2 days. Well, 3 days.
Wait, I don't even have a ticket. I walked here.
Does that mean I don't have to take you to the airport? If you
Yeah. Are you
hopped up
taking
on
us in your
Ambien?
truck?
No.
You
I
take-
don't. I'll probably take it in yours.
Okay.
It'd be easier.
I just figured
That means you can pack first.
we're gonna.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I meant like pack like the truck.
No,
Okay.
I'm not going to leave that stuff outside overnight.
No, we'll probably drive the Prius. Nobody cares
I
about
don't
this
care.
stuff. We can fit in the Prius.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. I usually have some sort of sign off. What's my usual sign off? It's been a little while.
Go away. Beatboxing.
Good night and good luck.
Yeah, Brian Alan wants me to beatbox.
I thought you guys were going to sing a duet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Da 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 da.
Da da da.
So long farewell.
Okay, that's what?
Never mind.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
So long farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
That's good right there.
God damn it! God damn it!
We're out.
That's the sound of me.